George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
Hello and welcome to George's Jungle. Let's get into the thick of the jungle and introduce this week's guests. Joining me today are Hira Siddiqui, the former city editor of Express Tribune. Sorry, आपका नाम क्या है? Shehzad, Ghias. I don't know what he does. And we have thrilled to have the esteemed and legendary satirist and columnist from Dawn, as well as various other publications, Nadeem, Farooq, Paracha. Nadeem, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we're going to dive straight into it with a rapid fire round, just to get everyone, up in the mood, called Would You Rather? Okay? So first question to Nadeem. Would you rather spend an evening with your mother-in-law or with Zadari?
Mother-in-law.
Okay, why?
Don't ask me why.
Okay. Hira, kiss, marry or kill Imran, Nawaz, Zadari?
Oh. Imran, Nawaz, Zadari. Oh. Kiss Imran, marry Nawaz, kill Zardari.
Why would you marry Nawaz? What do you see in him as a potential husband?
I feel like he's a good husband. He flew all the way when Kulsum was getting his surgery.
True.
He's a dedicated
Sweet.
man.
So when you asked Nadeem the same question, did you mean spend an evening with Zardari?
No.
Or spend an evening with your mother-in-law?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Nadeem, there's a fire in your house. You can either save one album from Junoon or one album from Vital Signs. What is it?
Vital Signs.
Which one?
The second one.
Hira, would you rather see Nawaz Sharif as a hero in a movie or Amir Liaquat as a prime minister?
Oh, Nawaz Sharif in a movie. I'm coming across as Nawaz Sharif's biggest fan.
You are.
That's not my intention.
Well, obviously he's your husband. You'd get him a movie, won't you?
You see him as a romantic lead in a movie, as a potential husband? I can see
I
it.
don't want to see Amir Liaquat anywhere.
Near
Not
Prime
on a
Minister's house.
screen, yeah.
NFP, okay, this is a legendary question now. Would you fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Or Nawaz Sharif.
Or Nawaz Sharif?
Like fight, like how? How should I fight?
If
What do you mean by fight?
If you had to be in a fight, would you prefer to fight 100 duck-sized horses, or would you prefer to fight one horse-sized duck?
I prefer to ride the horse and just eat the ducks or something like that.
Hira, would you prefer to be kissed on the cheek by Donald Trump or sneezed on by Fawad Khan?
George, you're going to be next on that list.
Sneeze.
NFP, would you rather be stuck in an elevator with Altaf Hussein for 1 hour or queuing up at Nadra office for 7 hours?
Well, spending an hour with Altaf Hussein would be interesting.
What would you talk about?
Well, he would be one who was talking about it. I'll just listen. That's been quite a while since we haven't heard his voice.
It's a small elevator.
Have you ever met?
That's impossible for Altaf Hussein.
Altaf at his prime or Imran Khan?
Altaf at his prime and Imran Khan, what's the difference?
Some fair and lovely.
And final question, Hira, would you rather laugh out loud at a funeral or shout stop at a wedding?
Oh, definitely stop at a wedding. Just for the reaction I would get from people.
Would you go back in time and do it at Kulsum and Nawaz's?
Oh yeah.
He's mine! Mujhe kyun nikala?
Have you ever been to a wedding where you thought you would want to shout stop?
Yeah, like stop and give me food, but not stop the wedding.
The national story of the week, which is this week, the Pakistan People's Party celebrated their Golden Jubilee anniversary, 50 years of the PPP, and yeah, I mean, what did you make of that, Nadeem?
50 years?
Since you've lived through all 50.
Well, almost.
Respect for Nadeem Sir.
Sir.
The question is really, is it a time for celebration for the PPP or is it time for consolidation?
Reflection.
Consolation, I should say.
I think reflection.
Yeah.
It's time for reflection. 50 years, and it survived 50 years. I think that's saying a lot. Which party? No party has done that. You can't say Pakistan Muslim League has survived because there have been so many Pakistan Muslim Leagues, all sorts of, and Jamaat Islami to a certain extent, but a populist party with so many ups and downs, like People's Party surviving 50 years, I think that's a huge achievement.
Yeah.
But it's time for reflection, and I think they've realized that.
Do you?
I think so too. Yeah.
I mean, the party has survived. Most of them have not.
Well, most of them are. Bhuttos are still in power as far as People's Party is concerned.
Metaphorically, Bhutto's in there. Literally, though.
अब वो metaphorically ले ले, जो holically ले ले.
And did everyone see the rally that happened in Islamabad?
I think that was a successful rally. I wasn't expecting so many people over there.
We've got a clip. Can I just show the clip from that rally? I'm not sure how accurate the audio is on the clip, but I've been assured that it is actually real audio from the event. Take a look.
Bang, bounce with it, girl. Dance with it, girl. Get with it, girl. With a bang, bang.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Friday night and I won't be long. Gotta do my hair, put my makeup on. It's Friday night and I won't be long till I hit the guns.
My favorite part is Bilawal looking at him like every kid has looked at his drunk father or uncle at a like,
He's an interesting character, actually.
Is he smart?
He's very smart.
I mean, he's politically very astute, clearly.
Politically very astute, yes. Benazir taught her a lot.
Benazir taught him, or did he teach
Politics.
Benazir?
He learned a lot from Benazir. Benazir was a natural politician like her father, not Zardari. Zardari learned all his politics when he was in jail, most probably, when Benazir used to bring her all these books to read. So he spent most of his time reading those books.
Now, Sayyid Nasir Hussain Shah, the Minister of Information of Labour and Transport, Sindh, wrote a big piece in the news. And he's described, he wrote this: despite all odds, the PPP remains in the hearts of Pakistan people, and the Bhutto legacy is very much alive. That's the reason the PPP have become even stronger than ever before under the visionary leadership of Asif Ali Zardari and Bilal Bhutto Zardari. Do you see that vision in the leadership at the moment?
Oh no, definitely not. Yeah, I think it's that nostalgia for a party that used to exist. And I know a lot of people who are even not People's Party fans always fantasize about that image of Bhutto tearing up the papers at the UN and that famous scene. But yeah, definitely no. I think Zardari doesn't even come close to being called or considered a leader of the PPP. Bhutto, Bilawal, I would say, is trying to get there, and he may eventually, but not at the moment.
So is it time for Zardari to hang up his boots and give the full leadership over to Bilal?
I think he already has. That was what the whole rally was about. Sort of, in a way, hang up his boots and sort of finally launch Bilawal the way he was supposed to be launched. I think it wasn't a good launch a few years ago.
Yeah.
So he was, in a way, relaunched through this rally.
But has he got it in him to be
Bilawal, he's very young at the moment, still very young, and it just depends.
But I've spent more time in Pakistan than he has.
That's true, but you see, everything about politics is changing in Pakistan. For example, now you have once upon a time, all the great leaders had to be in jail over and over again and face martial laws and repression to be considered as leaders.
Yeah.
Now you have Imran Khan, who's I think spent 2 hours in jail maybe at a thana, and he becomes a fantastic leader. So that's fine. That's the way it is. Bilawal doesn't have to go to jail to become a leader. So the dynamics are changing.
But he has to know about the country and he has to be a man of the people, doesn't he?
Well, he's 29, he should. Yeah, he should. Because
but he's an Oxford grad who's lived it up in Dubai and London for most of his life.
So was Vicar Ali Bhutto once he came over here. Once you get into the... for example, it's very tough for a lot of politicians like Bilawal to go out there and camp. Because if you remember 2013 elections, only two parties were allowed to sort of campaign. I mean, the People's Party, ANP, MQM just couldn't even hold a single rally because they're being bombed. I don't see him becoming a fantastic leader in the next 10 years. It'll take time, of course, but you never know.
But Farooq Bhutto did it before social media. Do you think he would still be elected if there were pictures of him at a strip club?
Like I said, the dynamics have changed. I mean, look what social media has done to Imran Khan, man. Look what social media has done to Musharraf. He's lost it.
He's a hero again.
No way.
He's a hero again.
No.
But do you think Bilawal will turn into Imran Khan when he learns politics? Where Imran was
As
this
Imran learned
promising...
politics, I know that's a different...
when Imran was this promising guy, and now he's like, yeah, the Taliban aren't that bad.
Imran was always like that, believe me.
In private.
And with the party now really left to a hub in interior Sindh, how does the PPP, it's had this big celebration this week of 50 years, but it's at its lowest ebb than I've ever seen in my lifetime, or that I can recall. How does it claw itself back to becoming a national party again?
Well, like Nadeem just said, the training that Bilawal is getting is paving the way for the People's Party to come back. I don't think, like, this may be the lowest point, but this is definitely not the end of the party. With the way we've seen how Bilawal has been portrayed in the last few weeks, he did his first TV interview with Dawn recently, and that was sort of like a realization for everyone. Oh my God, we need to start taking him seriously now because he's saying smart things now. And if you compare Imran and Bilawal, I would say he has more political maturity in terms of what he says and his viewpoints, definitely more than Imran Khan. So I think things are looking forward for PPP from this point onwards.
They're not at their lowest ebb. Like PPP is now like your first boyfriend. Once you go to college and be with guys like Imran Khan, you're like, maybe he wasn't that bad. Maybe he was the one for me.
Story of the week.
International Story of the Week, we've got an interesting title for this, and it is You Can't Handle the Tooth. Can anyone think what we're talking about? What's the International Story of the Week?
Not Zardari's teeth.
Okay. Not dentistry, nothing.
Well, this might give you a bit of an idea of what we're talking about. Have a look at this.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless Israel. God bless the Palestinians. And God bless the United States.
I didn't see that.
I don't think that's real. Your thoughts?
I don't know what to say, really. It was, the whole decision was bizarre to begin with, and then this, just sort of, I don't know. It's not an issue for Mr. Trump at all, I think.
You don't think? Well, I mean,
He's Teflon, dude.
He just
Water off his
he
back.
doesn't care, yeah.
He'll grab them by the teeth this time. So who's the Donald Trump of Pakistan, Nadeem? Is it?
I'm not going to say that because someone who said that, he was trolled like mad.
No, that was me. So I just want somebody at my back now. Like,
No, because
You
I
taught me
remember Cyril, one of our columnists at Dawn, wrote an article saying that Imran was the Donald Trump of Pakistan, and the poor chap hasn't been the same ever since.
I think that's the least of Cyril's problems.
That's what I mean.
okay, Lex, do you think he's got something wrong with his health?
Well, I think questions about Donald Trump's health are never ridiculous. When it comes to his mental health, people have been questioning that for a long time. So I think it's always fair to question his health.
No, but dentures. Do you
Yeah.
think he could have dentures?
It's possible.
I don't think so because they'd be gold.
I want you to look at this next clip because this is what he went to drink some water in November from the podium, and it looks like he's sucking in his teeth to keep them in. And so it does give perhaps credence to the view that maybe he does have dentures.
Maybe this is why he has the Big Mac without the bun. Because he can't fit it in.
Or he can't choose properly. Take a look at this.
But people have forgotten about Ronald Reagan. I mean, he used to go to sleep in meetings and all that, and he was far older, and maybe he definitely had some sort of dentures. But
Yes, that's true. Let's look at his physician who wrote. Okay, before we see him, he obviously got a letter that was released prior to his election, in which because there were obviously questions around Trump's health raised during the election, and the physician wrote, Dr. Harold Bornstein wrote, Mr. Trump, I can state unequivocally, will be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency. Let's take a look at who this esteemed doctor is.
Damn. Damn. He looks like Robin Williams when he came out of Jumanji.
So yeah, so that is who we have as the scholar on all things to do with.
He looks like the kind of doctor who asks you to take off your clothes when you go in for a cold.
Great. Okay. Well, that was International Story of the Week. Let's move on. We're now looking at the Tweet of the Week.
Tweet yourself.
Sadiq Khan, as he was walking across from India into Pakistan, he was asked by a BBC reporter whether his visit to Pakistan was like coming home, and this was his response.
Home South London, mate. But it's good to be in Pakistan. It's good to come from India, home of my parents and grandparents, and obviously there's an emotional connection for me.
George, you're back. He's walking to Pakistan. Are the British back?
The British are back.
They're just a little more Chinese this time.
But do you think? I mean, it was a bit racist, wasn't it, of the BBC reporter to ask whether it was like coming home?
I don't know. I'm from South Karachi, mate.
Being a Pakistani is a kafiyat, man. You can take out a Pakistani from Pakistan.
Well, I think
but you can never take
it was
Pakistan.
a silly question.
It was,
silly.
wasn't it?
Yes, it was a silly question. He's British through and through.
It doesn't matter to us, does it? Like if
the problem
sixth generation Pakistani succeeds, we're like, he's mine. Then we find out he's Ahmadi, we're like, no, not ours.
Not human.
To ban or not to ban.
This is the segment where we debate whether we should ban something that is in the news, usually about something that we need to ban or not. But this week, strangely enough, there hasn't been anything that we can find about wanting to ban or not to ban. So we're going to ask our guests a slightly different question, that if they were Prime Minister for the day, what would they choose to ban and what would they choose to unban that's currently banned in Pakistan? Nadeem.
Well, I'll ban drunks and I'll unban alcohol.
Acha.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Cheers to that. And Hira?
Banning is easy. There's too many to choose from. But for starters, I think ghurna is one thing I would like to ban. So
What's ghurna?
staring, when people stare.
What you're doing to her?
Which is a national hobby, yeah.
Okay, you ban that. Yeah, that's fair enough. And
Not to ban, something that's already banned. That's a tough one. Yeah, maybe some ridiculous journalism. Oh, how about this? Unban Bahria town coverage in newspapers.
Nice.
Nice.
If you wanted more ideas, you can ban the iPhone voice recognition app, and the slogan could be "Ban the city."
And would you ban anything?
City.
Okay.
Ban the city.
And unban? What would you unban?
I'm with Nadeem on this one. For his sake, I mean, I have nothing to do with it.
There you go. Thank you. That was to ban or not to ban. And now we're going to enter the jungle, which this week is confessions, where we ask, real life questions to our guests, and they've got to confess their deepest, darkest secrets to us. So, who's going to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. What is your idea of perfect happiness?
Tolerance, total tolerance.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, just accepting everyone and everything for what it is.
Okay.
Nawaz Sharif.
What is your greatest fear, Nadeem?
Greatest fear? Lizards.
Desserts.
Lizards.
Oh, lizards.
Yeah.
Desserts is for you, George.
And you can talk, buddy. Chipkali.
Chipkal.
Really?
Yeah.
So if you see one, what happens?
I don't know. I have to kill it.
You have to kill it?
Yeah.
That's fine. You get
But
to
you
after
don't
that.
scream.
I don't scream. My wife screams.
Okay. What is the trait you most deplore in yourself?
Oh, that's a tough one.
It's okay, we're rolling.
Oh, you should have given me warning for this one.
Do you
Deplore
want
in
to phone a
myself.
friend?
Oh yeah, can I?
What do you
Can
hate
I
about
ask you,
me?
man with no name?
What do you hate about me, Kiran?
Oh yeah, my obsessive compulsiveness. Yeah, about things being in order.
Acha.
Yeah. So like this table is a nightmare.
Is that really annoying you? Is that annoying you? It's really going to irritate you, isn't it? You want that back on the receiver. Okay.
Yeah, you know, there's this fold in this rug also. This is bothering me the entire show.
Damn.
Okay, thank you. That's brilliant. What is the trait you most deplore in others?
They're obsessive compulsiveness.
Deplore in others. Well, not all of them. Arrogance, self-centeredness, jealousy.
Fair enough.
See, that's an easy question to ask.
Yeah.
Just one.
Okay, coming back to you. Which living person do you most admire?
Oh, living person. Oh, right now maybe Justin Trudeau.
Oh, God, no, really? He's a PR guy's wet dream. I mean,
He is any guy's wet dream.
speak for yourself. He's not my way. No, he's too good to be true. Don't you think?
Oh, possibly, yeah.
He's just too slick. Do you not think, Justin Trudeau?
Well, the most interesting part is I don't mind him. He's nice and all that, but the thing is, the way I see a lot of Pakistanis supporting him for saying things which they would otherwise crucify their own people of saying. It's a
Yeah.
weird situation.
Yeah. Nadeem, what is your greatest extravagance?
Extravagance. I don't know. I spend a lot of money on books, but that's not bad, I think, I hope.
What's the most expensive book you've ever bought?
I just bought it from Vanguard. It cost me 14,000 rupees.
What?
Yes, and
What was it?
it was just a series of essays on Pakistan, but written by some very good scholars. And it was about $111 on Amazon, but I found it on Vanguard and bought it because I'm doing research for my next book, and it had those essays which I required, so I bought it. 14,000 rupees, in fact 14,500.
Why was it so expensive?
I have no clue. It was expensive everywhere.
What is your current state of mind?
Oh, it's confused.
Get about it.
You mean right now,
Oh.
right? Yeah.
Confused
All the rapid
about-
questions you're asking me
That's
put
what-
me in
okay,
a
okay,
confused
say, okay.
state of mind.
What do you consider the most overrated virtue, Nadeem?
Overrated virtue. Honesty? Maybe.
Which brings us to the next question. On what occasion do you lie?
Well, usually when I don't want to hurt someone's feeling.
So like,
So
give
like
me an example.
So if George says, "Am I good looking?" you'd say,
Yes, very much so.
आपका नाम क्या है?
अब कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. He has a face for radio.
You're hurting my feelings, man.
Anything for likes.
Anyway.
He needs to be told twice.
Nadeem, which living person do you most despise?
Oh man. Living person.
Yeah.
No, it's not Donald Trump. I don't know, man. I don't despise anybody anymore. Seriously, I don't.
Have you lost your mojo?
No, it has nothing to do with it. It just takes too much effort to
Yeah, but
despise someone.
Trump isn't exactly a
No,
great
I don't despise him at all.
See,
He's just a political reality which will come and go, and why would I waste my time despising? It takes a lot of effort to despise someone. Seriously, it does.
okay.
But I would despise anyone. I mean, I despise the people who go out into schools and kill students.
Take it.
I definitely despise that. I can't
Yeah.
help it.
So, what is your most treasured possession?
It's my books collection.
Okay.
Any one of them costing 14,000 rupees?
No.
Like so. You don't make the Dawn money
Yeah.
at Tribune.
Nadeem, which words or phrases do you most overuse?
I think I use I mean a lot. I don't know why.
What?
I mean. I keep saying I mean this. As if I believe that the other person is not really getting what I'm saying.
I really mean this. You don't love me, Nadeem. No, I mean it. I mean this.
Which talent would you most like to have?
Talent? Dancing.
If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
What was that dislike of yours? Arrogance?
But I'm not arrogant at all.
Oh, nothing about me I want to change because
Well, that's not arrogance. I'm comfortable with what I am, how I am. That's not arrogance at all. That's confidence.
Thin
If
line.
you were to die and come back as a person or a thing, what would it be?
A fly.
Whoa.
Do you
Spoken like a true
fly?
journalist.
Yeah, I could go anywhere and eavesdrop on any conversation I would want to.
Get swatted away, die from Baygon spray, or coil.
Spend
I want-
your life eating shit
It's a cost that you have to pay for all the information you get.
from being a fly.
So not that different from a journalist in Pakistan.
True.
Gotta eat the shit.
Nadeem, which historical figure do you most identify with?
Lester Banks, this old, I don't know, man.
Lester Bangs, as in the Rolling Stone journalist.
Yeah. I'm just saying this, not really, basically. I don't know.
What about leaving Las Vegas guy?
Thompson? Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter Thompson.
Yeah, when I was younger, definitely. Not anymore, because, not anymore. I don't know, I've never thought about it, really.
Okay. How would you like to die?
Shot at point blank range.
Stay in Karachi for long enough.
Might get the wish.
Being realistic here.
And finally, Nadeem, what is your motto?
My motto? Well, if you can't beat them, join them. Not to become like them, but to confuse them. That's the way it is.
Well, Nadeem, Hira, thank you for playing Confessions in the Jungle. Well, I'd like to thank my guests this week, Hira Siddiqui, former city editor at Express Tribune.
Thank you so much.
Sara Amber Akbar.
Sara Amber Akbar. And Nadeem Paracha for being with us this week in Georgia's Jungle. Thank you. Any last words?
No, thank you for having us. It's been great.
Thank you very much.
Okay, see you until next week. Ta-da.
George of the jungle, strong as he can be.